What's up, y'all?
What's
up, man? Good, man. Just chilling out here.
What are y'all GoPro for?
YouTube, man.
YouTube? What are we YouTubing for?
Just showing everybody West Palm Beach, man.
Showing everybody West Palm.
What's it like out here, y'all? Where we at? Where we at? What county we in?
Listen, we're in West Palm Beach County, Palm Beach County, 561.
561.
561. We out here on Military Trail right now. You got everything from Chicos to Zoes, white boys and all.
All right, tell them what a Zoe is. What's a Zoe? That's a Haitian.
That's a Haitian. They from Haiti.
What's a Chico? That's Cubans.
Chico, no, that's everything.
Everybody?
Cubans, Colombians, Ecuadorians, Mexicans, all the above, all Hispanic cultures.
You white boy?
I'm Italian.
Italiano?
Yeah.
Cool. What's it like out here, you know?
Out here, dog eat dog world. I mean, we got the rich, we got the poor, but most of it's a little savage, a little rough.
Yeah.
A lot of street life, a lot of homeless, a lot of drug use.
Okay. What type of drugs are people like into out here?
Heroin and crack mainly.
That's horrible, man.
But the opiate and opioid epidemic blew up back in like 08.
Yeah.
Killing a lot of people with the Roxys and the Oxycontins, and once the DEA came in and took that, everybody went to doing heroin and fentanyl.
Which is worse, yeah.
Yeah, and the death toll rise numerously over the years. In the first year alone, it skyrocketed by over 2,000 people died.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So how does that affect the life of the people that live out in these streets, man?
I don't know about affecting the lives of the people that live out here on the streets, but affecting the lives of those people's family members who lost them and their friends.
Yeah.
And everything that they had going on. Maybe they had kids, whatever.
Yeah.
Their addiction, their habit caused them to lose their lives and leave alone everything that meant something.
Yeah. So what can you say to somebody who's never tried that stuff before?
I can say to stay away from it.
Yeah.
Drugs ain't good, and that's coming from a person that has done drugs his whole life.
Yeah.
I party, I go hard, but I survive and I do what I gotta do to feed my family.
Palm Beach, I see a lot of women on the streets out here too.
I ain't got no comment on the women and what they do, but they doing what they gotta do to survive.
Yeah. You think a lot of times drug addiction makes them do that though?
Drug addiction is a major contributing factor
to
the girls and what they choose as an occupation.
Yeah, that's very sad. You got rich people here in Palm Beach County, and you got poor people.
It don't matter whether it don't matter whether you rich, you poor, you homeless, you got a mansion.
Yeah.
All people use drugs, whether it's to cope with their feelings, their emotions, their troubles. Yeah. No matter what they're going through, there's people in all walks of life that use drugs and abuse them. Now,
you're right, man.
If you abuse them, and it'll be your downfall. You gotta learn to take off in life and what to do next.
Thanks for your time, brother. Appreciate it. You have a beautiful night, all right? Thanks for your help, man. Belle Glade, Florida, the Muck. Muck City. Hey man, you a Cuban man? Hey bro, you Cuban? What type of chicken are you, man? You Cuban man? Oh, you don't want to talking to me? Oh, okay, okay. No hay problema. We cool, that's okay. You don't want to talking to me, man? Hey, you Cuban man. You Cuban man. You Cuban man. Oh, okay. These chickens don't want to talk to me. They think they're too good for me, man. Taking me nowhere nice. You taking me to the hood. When you gonna take me to a beach resort in Las Bahamas so I can relax the way I'm supposed to, man? Tired of going to all these places you taking me, man. I get in the truck and I think this guy gonna take me somewhere nice. Never happened. This guy never taking me somewhere nice. He only taking me to neighborhood like this. Honestly, man, I'm getting tired all the time, never taking me nowhere nice. Oh man, tremenda llanta. This guy pimping, he pimping, man. He pimping. All the ladies in Belle Glade gonna get inside the Lincoln. And you know what happened? Hey, yeah, bro, you pimping, man. Oh, Jose, stop. What happened, bro? Look, do you see it, man? Do you mind if I go hang out inside the banana tree? You see it right there, man. Look, Poopy, I got a lot of stuff to do today, bro. We still gotta get to West Palm Beach. Brother, look at those banana tree. I'm a Cuban tree frog. I wanna go hang out inside the banana tree and you can pick me up later, man. You leave me here and I'm just gonna go sleep inside the banana tree for a little bit. And it's the same color as me. I can camouflage really good, man. Poopy, bro, we gotta go, man. I can't leave you here. I don't know those people. I can't just let you hang out in there. Come on, man, let me hang out, man. Oh, bro, you a jerk, man. You don't take Katie to the place she wanna go, and you don't wanna let me hang out in the banana tree. You know that I like to hang out underneath banana tree. I know, because you're a Cuban tree frog, man. I know you like to hang out by banana trees, but that's really not what we're doing right now, man. Jose, I don't like you, bro. And let me tell you something. This truck es un cacharro. All right, abandoned hospital, Belle Glade, Florida. There's also an abandoned hospital in Pahokee, not too far away from here. Okay, Jose, you gotta stop telling people in Cuba you were a doctor, bro. Katie telling me that you came from Cuba, you were 6 years old, so it's impossible at 6 years old you were a medical, aka doctor in Cuba. You're full of garbage. You're lying to your subscriber. Why you don't tell your subscriber how much money you're making? I got you now, huh? Why you not telling subscriber how much you making on the YouTube revenue, eh? Okay. You really, you want me to tell him, Jose? Poopy, you need to shut up, bro. No, you want me? I snitch you out, man. I snitching you out, man. I'm really considering just dumping it somewhere. Oh, you like this old hospital, man? Let me ask you something, Jose, because there has to be something wrong with you. You can go to the beach You bringing me to some old hospital. ¿Qué clase de tipo así? Notice the metal bars on the entryway. Belle Glade, Florida, y'all. They got some rough neighborhoods here in Belle Glade. All the surveillance camera signs, metal bars on the windows. They have a little laundromat right here. How close are we to where we're supposed to be? So, alright. You can exit that. Exit. Grab it. Exit. Okay, so this is Magnolia Park, residential neighborhood of Palm Beach County. This is kind of like a hood here. All right, we got a stove. And my experience here in West Palm Beach has been that you really got to be careful with going into neighborhoods, because there's a lot of you know, different neighborhoods that are kind of feuding together. So if you roll through and they take it as a hostility, they'll just shoot at you. So as I'm rolling through here, you know, everybody's kind of just taking note that I can already feel a little bit tense. Again, Florida neighborhoods, it doesn't matter what a neighborhood looks like. A neighborhood can look nice for all you care and be dangerous. That's irrelevant. The fact that, you know, people from up north, old buildings don't hurt people. That's the thing up north. We got run down neighborhoods. There ain't no run down neighborhoods around here. We don't have run down neighborhoods in Florida like they do up north. But you go into the wrong neighborhood with the wrong crap, and believe me, you're gonna get checked. It's not like Los Angeles or Chicago, but you know, wrong, you know. Yeah.
Is that hiring?
What? No, man, it's all good.
What?
Y'all going on YouTube? So the kid, by the way, the kid got right in front of us. You know, he's straight up. The other kid on the other side, he had a basketball and he was he didn't move out of the way, you know. So, because like I said, around here, you gotta really, these are just kids playing around, obviously, but this is definitely, to me personally, a neighborhood where I would be careful, you know, where I get more nervous, especially with the camera. You see those young kids like that age? When I used to be that age, I hung out here because I had several cousins from both sides of the family, you know, that we would hang out here a lot in this area. My mom, before we moved to Naples, my mom wanted to move to West Palm Beach. So we were in Kentucky, my mom would come down to Florida. We came to West Palm Beach a lot. The only reason we never moved to West Palm Beach was because my mom couldn't find real estate that we could afford. The real estate was just way out of our league back then, and you know, this area is expensive. But anyways, when we used to come over here, I used to hang out with my cousins, and in middle school they are already gangbanging, gangs, knives, you know. In middle school, these kids are already gangbanging. And I was living in Louisville, Kentucky, which wasn't the nicest place either. And I can tell you that, you know, like in Louisville, Kentucky, we had rundown neighborhoods and all that. It looked more hood, you know. Like, this doesn't look all that hood, but when it comes to violence and gangbanging and all that, it's on a whole different level. Kids in middle school are already carrying knives, guns, and this was back when I was a teenager, so I would imagine now it might be worse. So just don't let that confuse you about Florida, especially here in Palm Beach County. Just because you see nice houses and, you know, the real estate is expensive here, don't let that fool you. You could really get caught up on some stuff out here. But anyways, my mom didn't know what I was doing when I was hanging out with my cousins, so she never realized that it was actually worse here in Palm Beach than in Kentucky. And one of the reasons my mom wanted to move me out of Kentucky was because when I was living in Kentucky, I was getting beat up a lot. You guys have seen my teeth. You know, my teeth are really messed up. The bottom row straight, but the top row's messed up. That's from all the fights we used to have in Kentucky. I lived in a Vietnamese neighborhood, and I was the only Cuban in my neighborhood. But then I had to go to school, and over there they don't have they have exiles, not refugees. And a refugee is somebody who's fleeing a country, going to another country. An exile is somebody who has to leave their country. So an exile is on a different level than a refugee. Look at that dog. These are big old, big rims. Well, an exile is somebody who has to flee their country because their life is threatened. And in Kentucky, Cubans, Bosnians, Somalians, Iraqis, just the countries that in the 90s had the most problems, Cubans, everybody was nuts. Everybody that ended up in Kentucky was absolutely nuts. It was just Cubans, Bosnians, Vietnamese, every country that had a civil war. Those people ended up in Kentucky because there's Fort Knox. So because of Fort Knox, there's a lot of military housing, and most of the government housing is basically just you know, housing projects. A lot of them used to be military housing that was turned into civilian housing. So because there's Fort Knox in Kentucky, there's a lot of government housing and stuff like that. So there was a lot of opportunity to fill up those empty buildings with people from other countries. That's why Louisville, Kentucky ended up getting all those people from all those countries. So in Louisville, Kentucky, we had a mix of everything. And everybody was nuts. Everybody were, you know, people who had immigrated from a different country because, you know, they were either involved in some type of, what's up, y'all? Involved in some type of, you know, this is what they call the ugly corner out here. You know, it's just a little spot that has a lot of activity, a lot of people chilling. I'm gonna go one more block down. Just a lot of people hanging out. You gotta be really careful out here. This is on a whole different level. All right, check it out. President Barack Obama Highway. So anyways, everybody that was in Kentucky was just nuts. Everybody was crazy. And I had to go to my bus stop was in a Bosnian neighborhood. There was these apartments which were mostly Bosnians, and that's where my bus stop was. Nice little old school car. Lots of old school cars here. So my bus stop was in a Bosnian neighborhood. It was just, I was getting beat up every single day to get on my school bus, and it'd be 10 kids beating me up to get on that school bus. Oh, this is some real hood culture stuff right here. Check this out. They got Count's fritters. That's like Caribbean, island Caribbean food, you know? So they sell, it's kind of like oysters and stuff like that, and just... All right, man. Okay, so we got to keep it moving here. He didn't like, he said there ain't no junk here, so he might have thought that I was trying to steal something. So really, really, you don't like the vibes I'm getting out of this neighborhood. Sometimes the junk truck is a good thing because people don't, you know, they see, oh, they think you're, I don't collect scrap metal, but everybody assumes I collect scrap metal, and you know, scrap metal people, they look in the, they go behind buildings and stuff, and they're driving around looking for junk, you know. So usually that's a good cover, but here, like, you know, I just stopped there briefly, and the guy, we ain't got no junk, you know. So just a little bit tense here. I don't like the vibes. But anyways, my mom wanted to get me out of Kentucky, so I was getting beat up in my neighborhood. I was getting beat up on my bus stop. I was getting beat up on the bus. I never had a problem in school. I went to a school in West Louisville in an all African American community, and believe it or not, I never had a problem there. I never had a single fight in school, which is kind of, you know, you would expect, being an inner city school that was mostly African American, that I would have fights all the time. Notice there's 2 bullet holes on that stop sign. It's kind of crazy that, you know, people are shooting guns in an inner city. You know, this is kids around, you know, this is not the wild, wild west out here. Notice how everybody takes note of us. They say something at us or whatever as we're driving through. So it's crazy that stop sign had bullet holes on it. This is not like the woods. You shouldn't be shooting a gun out here. So obviously that's some city stuff right there, you know. Some very densely populated here. The cars are just on both sides of the road. Lots of people hanging out around here. Just back up a little bit. Personally, not liking the vibes I'm getting. It seems like every time you pass by people, they say something at you. Oh, we ain't got no junk, or they check you out for, they really scope you out. So that's not cool. But again, like from what I remember being here in West Palm Beach when I was younger and hanging out with my cousins and stuff, you know, even little kids are gang banging. So it's kind of like, if somebody comes to your neighborhood, you're kind of, you know, something different, strange, out of place, people take note. So I don't know, y'all. Personally, these neighborhoods in West Palm Beach make me more, I'm never nervous in Miami unless somebody's just got shot, and then you got people running around. Like, we've been in Miami, in the hoods of Miami, and there's somebody just got shot. Everybody's running, everybody's, you know, you can tell there's something in the environment. You feel very tense, but especially right after a shooting or something, you feel tense. But ain't nothing going on here and I feel tense, you know. So there's a lot of people hanging out. See this dude, he's sticking his head out the window. He kind of said something to us, so we should probably, wow.
To the next stop.
We'll do a little bit more here. What's the next one? Open it up on map. Open up the next. What I did now is, I'm trying to get more organized with my videos. So what I did now is, I bought a new iPhone 11, and on the iPhone 11,
turn left onto West 4th Street, then turn left onto Australian Avenue.
I'm gonna go back the other way. What's the next point? What's the next point? Is it out? Let me see.
Continue on West 4th Street for half a mile.
Well, you got some really nice houses in this neighborhood too, you know. You got some real nice houses in this neighborhood. But that doesn't mean anything. Like I said, personally, I feel more tense here as an outsider than anywhere else in Florida. I don't know why. But it's just nice houses. Hey, man. Some people do wave. People wave. That's cool. But it's usually, it seems like the older people wave, like the young people just give you some hard looks. Oh, that's the way I've always had people, heard people say it. It's north of Palm Beach. West Palm Beach. very hood. So, you know, like my mother wanted to move to West Palm Beach to get me out of what I was going through in Kentucky, and actually it was actually, you know, worse here than up there. She just thought because, you know, there's a lot more Spanish people here that I would be within my own people, whatever. It would have actually been worse, you know, worse if I came here, but it never really materialized into us moving here simply because the real estate was so expensive that we couldn't afford it. And then my mom found an affordable place in Naples. My mom never really liked renting. My mom liked owning. This is Sadie McRae Park, City of Riviera. But my mom, when we moved to Kentucky, kind of a crazy story. My mom, she passed away from cancer. She when I was 16 years old. You can stop that. I'll figure it out. Hello. That's nice. They said hello. I'm gonna go this way again. So my mom, she didn't really like when we first moved to Kentucky. When we first moved to Kentucky, we were in government housing. Listen to how crazy this story is. When we came from Cuba, I came with my dad, my sister. We didn't have enough money to bring everybody. We came as 24 people. And they didn't want to, my brothers, because they were of military age, they were older. The Cuban government didn't want to release my brother's military cards, and without that, they couldn't come to the United States. So what ended up happening is that we had to come first to the United States because my dad was a political prisoner. I mean, my dad spent a lot of time in prison in Cuba, and my dad did about 5 years in Cuba in prison for anti-government activity, you know, not for stealing or for being a criminal. My dad went to prison for what they call conscientious objection. It means you're objecting to the law because of your religion or your beliefs. So they didn't want to release my brother's military card. So since I was younger, my dad came to the United States with me and my sister. And once we were already here, the government stopped persecuting my dad because he was here. So they finally released the papers for my brothers. So what that did was that in 1996, when we came to the United States in 1996, we came first. My mom stayed in Cuba. Like a month or two later, we gathered the money for her paper. And the other thing too is, we also didn't have enough money to bring everybody at once because you had to pay the plane tickets from Havana to Mexico to the United States, because back then you couldn't just fly from Cuba to America. You had to fly into Mexico first. So we come to the United States. Like 2 months later, my mom comes over, and the first thing my mother said, she said, "I'm not living here." And you know, we were in government housing. If I had stayed, ironically, if I had stayed in government housing, there was a lot of Cubans there already, so I would have been in a Cuban neighborhood with other Cubans. I'd have been straight because I wouldn't have been getting picked on so much, being that I was kind of part of the community. Now we're on West 6th Street and Australian Avenue. I moved into a bad neighborhood, not because the neighborhood was bad, but because everybody was different. If I had stayed in the original place where the government gives you government housing, all my cousins were there, all the other Cubans were there. It would have actually been a very pleasant experience. It was a poor place, but I was around my own people. What made it hard for me in Kentucky was that I was the only Cuban in my neighborhood, so I was getting picked on by Bosnians. Vietnamese people never really picked on me, but Bosnians were the absolute worst. Iraqis and Iranians were bad too, because they were coming from a country where they had a lot of wars, and they were like racial wars between different tribes and stuff, or you know, different ethnicities. So they're already coming from a country where they're fighting a war over ethnicity. So when they see people from another ethnicity, they're naturally inclined to want to fight with them. So it sucked. It honestly really sucked. My childhood in Kentucky was pretty bad, other than being in elementary school. Elementary school was actually okay because, like I said, It was an African-American neighborhood, and they were really cool with me. They took me in on day one. Like, day one, as soon as I got into there, the African-Americans really took care of me. I mean, they were like family to me. And I never had a single fight in elementary school. But then in Kentucky, they have a desegregation program. So if you live in one neighborhood, the school district buses you to another neighborhood, because Louisville is a segregated city. So they wanted the black kids to go to white schools, and I lived out in the suburbs, so they bused me into an inner city school. So even though, you know, they do that because they have to mix up the school system, so that to integrate the school system, basically. But all that meant was that I had to take 2 buses. It took me over an hour and 20 minutes from my neighborhood to my school. So I spent 4 hours a day in school buses getting bussed around Jefferson County, and with kids from other neighborhoods that were all mixed together. You had to fight. You know, no matter what, you had to fight. Out of Kentucky because she didn't like the weather, and she just didn't like Kentucky, period. And with all the troubles I was having in school, and all the trouble that I was having, hey man, all the trouble I was having in school, all the trouble that I was having in the neighborhood, my mom really wanted to get us out of Kentucky. So with all that said, you know, my mom really wanted to get me out of Kentucky. She looked at Palm Beach a lot, so that's why I spent a lot of time. We were already on the street earlier. Okay, this is called Harmony Heights. This is north of MLK. There's these apartments here called Stony Brook Apartments that were supposed to be really hood, but it's gated, so you can't really drive in there if you're not a local resident. Somebody told me those apartments to check them out, but you can't really drive in there unless you're a resident. Man, those mattresses are in bad shape. What's up, y'all?
All right.
Oh, they're going fishing. All right. That's fun right there. Police. Yeah, the police, right? Look at that dome, man. That's what's up right there. Look at them rims. I think it's fresh. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. I couldn't help doing that. Here in Palm Beach, Lake Magnolia, but over there, this connects into that. They have clownfish. Clownfish are like these South American fish found nowhere else in Florida, well, probably nowhere else in the country. And they have them right here, so I had to do it. Let's get back on the road. Y también de animales, nunca de personas. El estilo no es la confiable. This looks good. Townhouse Court. Is that a Cadillac limo? It is. I'm going the wrong way. No? Bars on the second story, like somebody's actually gonna come up there and break in my house. This is the Northwood Hills Historic District. Southwestern Hood. It's a hood storage district. Oh, they got bed bugs. No. No, la cucaracha found your house. Hey, Poopy. El Poopy is in West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach. No. West Palm Beach. No, that's not how it's pronounced, Poopy. West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach. That's what I said, man. I said West Palm Beach. No, bro. You're not saying it right. You got a real heavy, thick accent, and it's just not coming out the way you think it's coming out. What are you talking about, man? I say it right. I said West Palm Beach. Okay, let's give this a try, Poppy. West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach. Okay, I'm not even gonna try this. This is useless. Cruising down Broadway, man. Oye, que vuelta, mi gente, que vuelta. Oye, nice motorcycle, man. West Palm Beach. I say it right, man. What? I say it right. West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach. Bro, that Miami accent you have is... it's too heavy, bro, you know? Like, you gotta go to, like, accent training, you know? Like, pay somebody to teach you how to speak English, you know? What are you talking about, man? I learned English in a school in Miami. And my English está bueno, mi hermano. What are you talking about, man? 25th. Bro, look at this thing. Ain't nobody outside, man. Everybody is scared to be outside because of the corona. What's happening, man? What's happening, brother? Why this guy don't want to talk, man? Que hola. What's up, man? How you doing, brother? Everything good? Hey, what's up, man? Hey, nobody outside today. Yeah, they... All right, buddy. Thank you, sir. Man, see, I can speak like an American if I try. But I don't like it. I like to talk the way I like to talk. Like a Cuban from Miami. That's a po-po, man? Yeah, it's like security or something. You're not allowed to be outside from the free... What's the guy in president of Florida, man? Yeah, the dictator of Florida. All right, guys, we're just north of downtown West Palm Beach, and this looks like a really rough patch of land right here. A little bit rougher of a patch out here. Dixie Highway. Whoa, that bus, man. We're on 20th and Dixie Highway. West Palm Beach. Cars come in both directions. All right. Yeah, that's beautiful. First one we've seen in this district that's actually like hood looking, you know. There's a lot of new houses in here, and it's a pretty rough neighborhood. It almost feels like a ghost town. The grass is dead. Is that an alleyway? I like alleyways. I'll be honest, it's a pretty depressing city. Just gray skies today. Coronavirus lockdown.
Where are you going to go?
Man, that car is just flying up in there, man.
East Isaacs Avenue, then turn right onto East Isaacs Avenue.
Hang out right here.
Turn right onto East Isaacs Avenue, then turn left onto 20.
Less population density, it's more...
Head south on East Isaacs Avenue for Cheerful Street, then turn left onto Cheerful Street. East Isaacs Avenue. In 600 feet, turn right onto Spruce Avenue.
How you doing, man? Alright. This looks very hood in here. Very hood. Apartments for rents. Oh, this street has... But see, what's weird about Palm Beach. Look at these brand new houses, you know? Like, this is a very rough city neighborhood. You got some real brand new, nice looking houses, you know? I smell the weed. This is gonna get rough up ahead. I can smell the weed. It's a rough neighborhood when you're smoking weed on a weekday. Not even a weekend. Spots right here. Hopefully they don't get mad about the camera. We're just doing it for YouTube. YouTube, man. That's so cool. They did not like that. That's not cool. We should probably get out of here. They didn't like the camera. That's not cool, guys. We need to get up out of this neighborhood. They did not like that camera. Y'all like this guy right here. Curse. We got to get up out of this neighborhood. They don't like the camera very much. They don't like it, guys. We got to get out of this neighborhood. Sometimes what we do for this YouTube feels very scary. Like,
Head east on 14th Street toward US 1 South.
finishing off. Sometimes what we do for this YouTube is very scary. We got a few cars parked on the other side of the road, and you can tell they're kind of living out of their car. But this is a very rough neighborhood. This one's got a beautiful, just out on the streets, sleeping with guys for money, you know. I'll tell you what, that's the first time in Florida that I've seen prostitutes actually like. Hello, this is Jose.
This is Molly from Amazon.
That's pretty sad, man. That's pretty sad right there. So we gotta be real careful in this neighborhood. You know, there's a homeless camp over here. I guess it's a homeless camp. But I want to go back to that spot and show you guys the prostitute. They'll try to flag us down. But I'm gonna keep moving. I don't like this neighborhood is too big. Look at the graffiti on that building over there. That's pretty cool. This is a hangout spot. I'm just say hi, what's up to everybody for YouTube. What's up, y'all? Just say what's up to YouTube, man. Let them know where we at. Where we at? Palm Beach County. Let them know where we at for YouTube. I'm just doing a little quick drive-through.
We're under the bridge right now. You heard me?
All right, y'all. Yeah. I'm cool, man. Y'all have a nice day, though, right? All right, man. All right, y'all. So this is Palm Beach County. We're hanging out underneath the bridge, just showing you guys some of the street graffiti here. Beautiful art. Gotta be real careful. This district is rough. This is actually scarier than Miami, in my opinion. You got some really good street art here. Beautiful graffiti. In pretty rough neighborhoods, in spots where illegal things are going on. And I got Katie over there opening the door, dropping stuff, you know, drawing unnecessary attention. Definitely not cool. So she just needs to pay attention. She just doesn't get it. There's some pretty cool graffiti here. I'm gonna park a little bit closer. All right, y'all, so we're underneath the bridge here in Palm Beach, and actually there's people walking towards us, so I'm actually gonna leave. Katie's drawing too much attention, poor woman. So, you know, this is some real deep inner city stuff out here. All right, guys, so this is a district in West Palm Beach near downtown. We have a huge, giant shark mural here. It's the size of a whole building. It's kind of not as nice as Wynwood. And Wynwood, Miami, they really got some nice graffiti. I really wanted to do some better videos. But we're underneath the bridge. Nothing but homeless people. And, you know, on the other side, a block away, there was prostitutes trying to flag me down. She was pretty much running out the car, you know. Beautiful woman, too. I can't believe somebody would just throw their life away like that. So young and out here just throwing their life away. But in it, Katie, then the white and Katie just popped out of nowhere, and she did some awkward movements, and because we drew the wrong type of attention. So this district is pretty vacant out here. Just pretty much a giant shark mural. You got some more murals over here. They're building some skyscrapers over here. So very cool district. So this is Palm Beach. I can tell you for a fact this feels so much more scary than Miami. I've been to hoods of Jacksonville, Tampa, Miami. This is really, as far as like crime and illicit activity and everything, the absolute most intense place. Like, we got prostitutes trying to run up on you. We drove to that one block and they were really angry. They were like, yo, this guy's got the camera, he's got the camera. And everybody started running because, you know, they thought we were undercover cops or whatever. So this is definitely a very tense neighborhood, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's actually people following us around or trying to figure out what we're up to. So like I told you guys at the start of the video, Palm Beach is on a whole different level than the rest. This feels like Chicago. It's like a little piece of Chicago, you know? So that's West Palm Beach for you. Definitely, in my personal opinion, one of the most hood and definitely one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Florida, where you really got to watch out. You really got to pay attention to your surroundings. I can smell some weed. Very fruity type of weed. It's actually pretty good smelling weed. This car's pulling a U-turn. Let's get the crap out of here, guys. So out of all the places I've been in Florida, I haven't really felt this. Somebody's smoking some very fruity marijuana. It's why they're parked like that. It's so crazy. District to show you guys. This is pretty rough out here. I mean, there's a car with a New York license plate, so that lets you know it's pretty bad. Oh man, my sense of humor is dry sense of humor. But yeah, this district just north of downtown is rough. I can't even see it. Pretty sad. There's districts up here where they'll kill 27 people every single year, so it's pretty depressing. What's happening is that you don't want to ride to the same... What's up, y'all? You don't want to ride through the same neighborhood too many times because it draws the wrong type of attention. In fact, this was the block where I think I shouldn't be driving through again. Yeah, we shouldn't be driving through here again. This is where the guys were screaming at us, weren't they? Around here. All right, let's go. Let's get out of here. We shouldn't be out here again. I feel like somebody could be doing, like that girl right there in the car. She just said, "Hey, camera," you know. Like somebody could be doing a drug deal or something, and you pull up with a camera. You know, it could really trigger somebody in the wrong way. So. We could have actually got some good videos on it. Palm Beach Lakes is the one way we can't go in. Okay. Oh, this district looks rough. we are getting the crap out of this neighborhood. There were like 40 guys. Okay, the camera, we got the camera on this side of the road. On this side of the road, there was like 40 guys. Then the dudes were running, and then the Mercedes-Benz drove off fast, so something's about to kick off in this neighborhood, and it's probably best to get out of here. Because there was like 40 guys. The camera was on this side of the road. On this side, there must have been 40 guys, and then all of a sudden, all those guys, we drove back around. I really wanted to get a shot of all those guys hanging out, because there was a lot of people. But then as soon as that happened, everybody left. So when a spot is 30, 40 people deep, and then everybody's gone, that means something's about to kick off. So there's going to be something kick off here. I don't know if probably the best thing to do right now is just to get the crap out of here, dude. Hands down, this is the scariest stuff I've seen in Florida so far. This whole Tamarind neighborhood in Palm Beach, this is some downright scary stuff out here. Yeah, buddy. A lot of homeless people too, man, but it's probably time to get out of here. This is just, it got a little crazy. I don't know how people can live in these neighborhoods all the time. Like, always something about to pop off. No, yeah, you have to be on drugs. You have to be on Xanax or something. Like, there's no way you can be in this environment sober all the time and not freaking lose your mind. Like, dude, there's 40 guys running. Then all of a sudden, like, wow. Crab Shack. But something I can guarantee you, something's about to pop off, because either there was a shooting in another neighborhood or something just went down. That was not normal activity right there. Whatever just went down there. And wow, what a scary town to live in. I don't know how people can do it, you know? It's just so tense, you know? Very, very tense neighborhood. Just too much going on all at once, all in the same place. Whew, man, it's like riding a roller coaster. And what we're doing with this camera out is very dangerous. I mean, people really, really don't want to see a camera if they're selling drugs or prostituting or whatever illicit activity they're doing. You come through with a camera. I mean, I'm not the police. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what you do. That's your problem, you know. I'm just doing my videos because I got an audience to entertain and a job to do here about educating people about Florida, and I got to do my job. But wow, man, you roll through these neighborhoods. If you're driving through normally, nobody bothers you. But dude, I got a camera out, you know. That changes everything. That's just like when you got that camera out in places where you're not supposed to have it out, it can get volatile. So it's been a little bit of a nervous ride. This is much more intense than Northwest Miami, because we did this in Overtown in Miami, which is much deeper than this neighborhood. You know, Overtown's much deeper than this, and in Overtown, you drive through with a camera, nobody cares. But around here, man, yikes, bro. Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard. Let's get back into a little bit more normal of an area. This is just overwhelming here. Is this car following us, King? Oh, they're not. Okay, cool. This street back in here seemed a little rough. A lot of YouTubers, they do the neighborhood drives, but they got the camera inside. It's like a dash cam. They hide it. My camera's in your face outside the truck, you know. Let me just put the camera down here because now I'm holding it. Okay, so here we got. Ooh, look at that Cadillac, man. That thing's got like 22s on that thing, man. That thing is bomb. That thing is fresh. Oh, that Cadillac is fresh. But anyways, you know, when your camera is out like we have it, like, you know, if I could put it on my dash and it doesn't draw any attention. I put my camera on the outside of the truck. You roll through a neighborhood and you're seeing that camera. Very, very nerve-wracking for me. on Congress and Hampton. All right, everybody. So because this is a senior living place, since this is senior living, I'm gonna wear my mask because this is a senior living area. So what this is exactly like the projects in Miami, the colors. These are projects from like the 1940s. Now, it doesn't seem to be as hood as the ones in Miami. I wanted to come here simply because the architecture of this place is identical to the projects in Miami. It's much nicer. They're little cottages from the 40s. They got mango trees growing. They have a nice little walkway down the middle. So it's actually pretty nice. And it doesn't seem to have the same environment. Let me just show you guys. They have a sign that says, no soliciting or distribution of literature prohibited. So basically this is just like the projects in Miami. It looks identical. I don't know if they were designed by the same people or what, but pretty much it's identical. It's identical to the projects in Miami. So overall, I would say Palm Beach is a very dangerous city. Prostitutes come up to you, drug dealers, you know, they try to sell you drugs on the street. They come up to your car. Unbelievable. Very, very intense compared to other areas. There's a mural here, memorial stone here. So this is the South Ridge, built by the Housing Authority of the city of West Palm Beach. So basically, I guess this is like a historical marker here commemorating this housing projects. Really, I mean, this is a housing project. It's not as so basically this was built by the Housing Authority, but here they give it a senior living type of vibe, you know. They don't, it's a project, but it's not, it doesn't have that project vibe, you know. It's more of an appropriate, it feels more appropriate, you know. You got nice mango trees, pine trees. It's a much nicer residence experience, if you could call it that. But yeah, these are basically projects built by the Housing Authority. So anything built by a housing authority is technically a project. But this is very nice. You can see they have mango trees, little walkways. They have disability ramps, so this is very appropriate. So overall, I could say that they've done a really good job at making their projects kind of be humane. A lost cat. I'm not even gonna touch that. But the air conditioner right there, I think it's just rusted out, man. So overall, for being a housing project, fairly nice, you know, very humane. Now every few minutes an airplane flies over you because the airport's right over there, so it's a very loud area. It's a very uncomfortable area from that point of view. I mean, every minute an airplane flies over your head. But you know, for being housing projects overall, I would say it's a fairly decent experience compared to other housing projects in other parts of the world. So this is definitely, even though it is technically a housing project, it's a very glorified housing project, very dignified, and really this is the way it should be. Unfortunately, so many housing projects pick up just a negative, like the ones in Miami are just like these. Nice green cut grass, beautiful banyans, mango trees. Look at the mangoes right there. You know, they got stuff outside. You know, in some of these housing projects, anything you leave outside is gone. So I would say, you know, new roofs. So I guess the city of West Palm Beach has really made these projects, at least these projects, fairly good job. Very decent, and I really had to check it out because, like I said, these are just like the ones in Miami from a structural point of view. But as far as the actual experience of living here versus living in Miami, totally different. In the housing projects or housing authority, what they call senior housing, even the way they present it, they title it as senior housing, totally different. Overall, much different experience than housing projects in Miami, which are pretty much identical to these. Okay, heading south from the projects. on the Latino side. This is like off of Military and Forest Hill, roughly in that vicinity. This is, I think it's called Summit Plaza. Yeah, Summit Plaza. And what we did here, Summit Commons is what it's called. This is a Cuban pizza place. So this is the Latino side over here. Usually we were here right before the shutdown, and this district was just packed with people. I mean, people everywhere. Now it's pretty empty, but we're gonna get a Cuban pizza, a steak sandwich, and a Cuban coffee to wake up again. We've been on the road all day. Stop until we run out of daylight. So now it's nighttime. Now we can finally get something to eat because we take advantage of the full day while we're out recording. Usually this district here, last time we were here, was totally packed. It's really empty now. Now there are people walking around and stuff, but the businesses are pretty much empty. It is open, but there's nobody in there. So usually it's a lot more whoa, that is loud. So usually there's a lot more going on around here. It's very quiet today. We're gonna get some Cuban food and then head back to Naples. On Military, this is the Latino side. That Tamarind, wow, that neighborhood is hot. Scarier than Northwest Miami. So this is the Latino side here. Mostly Latino and white on this side over here. It's a little different than the hood. I mean, it's still hood, but it doesn't look the same way. It's not, it's kind of different. It's laid out differently out here. So we're gonna go for a walk through a Latino neighborhood in West Palm Beach. There's also, I guess this is what is Lebanese. I don't even know what it is, but it's a very diverse area. This subway says en español, so I guess it's a subway, but they advertise in Spanish. West Palm Beach is a very dangerous city at times, so you really got to watch out what you're doing. What I'm doing right now, walking around with a GoPro, it's pretty much asking for somebody to hit me upside the head and take it, but we'll do it. We're gonna go for a little walk. We're not afraid of exploring. So Summit Commons, this is where they're making our Cuban pizza. There's supposed to be a trailer park over here, and usually I drive through, but I'm gonna go for a little walk while I make my pizza. Yeah, West Palm Beach. Mostly just like liquor stores and little corner stores. There's a lot of businesses here. Some people hanging out right over there in that parking lot, just like mine. I don't trust cars, so I'm just gonna run across here real quick. Check cashing, corner store. Looks like a seafood market. Western Union, Estrella Insurance. You see that here in Florida a lot. Estrella Insurance, somebody just threw their gloves on the ground. But this is kind of like a Latino neighborhood. No soliciting or loitering. Yeah, it's a rough city, man. It's those neighborhoods on Tamarind where we're at today. Crazy stuff. Hey, even like Overtown, because in Overtown, we go through Overtown with the camera and everybody's kind of cool about it, but for some reason, this neighborhood, it ain't like our camera, you know? And again, overwhelmingly shocking that the prostitutes come up to you here. Like, wow. You know, they're not shy about it. They're out there working. That's crazy. It's really sad to see young people just throw their lives away like that, you know? But I guess most likely culprit is drug addiction. Drug addiction kind of, that's where it leads people, you know? There's a lot of little corner stores. I'm surprised they don't have metal bars on the windows here. You know, in Naples, there's a case on the news in downtown Naples, out of all places, where some teenage kids were running around smashing windows on businesses, and they got them on camera. It was about maybe 6 or 7 kids. Happy Landings. It's like a trailer park. There's a lot of these trailer parks in Palm Beach County. You know, they're like off the main road trailer parks. It's pretty dark. I'm not walking down there right now. It doesn't look dangerous. I just don't want. There's gotta be enough light so I can record. Booth. That's crazy. That's a relic from the past. So this is like a Latino corner store here. People hanging out and stuff. All right, y'all, this is in Fort Myers, Florida. This is kind of funny. It's a little liquor store out here. And they have posted all the people that don't pay. Look at this guy right here. He stole something right here. It says, I'm a thief and broke. My dad and girlfriend were prosecuted from stealing from here. Now it's my turn, so. Whoops, got caught stealing, not allowed here. So this lady stole something. I should have some money and I don't, I still am broke. I love how they crack jokes on them. So these are all the people that have been stealing here at the gas station in Fort Myers. You know, they didn't show the car and everything. A lot of the YouTubers who do what I do with the, you know, with the hood videos, they put their camera on the dash inside, and you can drive by and nobody even notices your camera. You know, they're pretty sneaky about it. I put my camera on the outside of the truck so that you guys can have a much better video. I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna put my camera in front of people's faces. I'm just gonna pop out on people and put my camera on people's faces so I can get those interviews. I'm gonna be the best YouTuber that I can be, and sometimes that means it's dangerous to me. Like today, I didn't know if those people, if they had a corner spot. I don't know. I'm not from West Palm Beach. I don't know if they're doing something and they want to, you know, shoot at me because I drove through their hood with a camera, or I don't know if, you know, like that one guy there in the corner, if an altercation could come about from me pulling up with a camera on somebody. But I'm gonna be the best YouTuber that I can be. It puts me in danger, but I'm not gonna put my I have a little thing in the dash where I can put the camera on the inside the truck on the dash, and it's just a dash cam. It's inconspicuous. It doesn't draw attention, you know. But I'm gonna be the best YouTuber that I can be, and for me to be the best YouTuber that I can be, I have to put that camera on the outside of the truck, and they can see it coming. But I need that footage. And when I go to a town, I'm gonna get out, I wanna interview people on the street, and sometimes that's gonna make it dangerous for me, but I wanna be the best YouTuber I can be. I hope that as I get more famous in the hoods, that I can go to the hoods and not have to worry about people thinking I'm a cop, because I'm not a cop. Look at my teeth. Ain't no police got these teeth. I'm not a cop. I mean, what a cop, I'm just like, okay, if the police really wanted to spy on you, you know what they would do? You see these street lights, they come out. If they really want to spy on you in the daytime, an electrician comes out and they switch the light bulb on one of these things, and when they put the light bulb in, they put a camera up there, and you know, you won't even be able to tell, and they can watch the spot all day long. I mean, even like today, it's ridiculous because that strip on Tamarind, there's actually high-rises in the background, right? And in those high-rises in the background, they can put cameras, like on 30th story, they can rent out a condo and put high-quality cameras that can zoom in, and they can watch that spot all day long. And they know where the spots are. They're not stupid. They know where the hood is. They know where the spots are. It's a no-brainer. I mean, the cops, they're not doing stuff like that. But anyways, it's just crazy how everywhere I go, people think that I'm the police, and it is what it is. Very dangerous work that I do, but I'm going to continue doing it the way I'm doing. I'm going to continue popping out my camera in front of people. I'm going to continue to put the camera on the outside of the truck so I can get that nice crisp video, the audio quality, where you can hear what people are saying, you know, when I drive by. Hey, this guy's got a camera. I want all that on video, because that's part of the experience. I want to give you guys the best YouTubing experience possible. And I know sometimes it's a little bit dangerous, but I want to be the best YouTuber that I can be. Hopefully, as I get more respect on the street and people get to know me. And by the way, I don't do this for respect. I don't do this so I can brag about, oh, I've been to the hood. I don't do it for that reason. I do it because this is my calling. This is what I do. I'm a YouTube video creator, and this is the type of content that's getting a lot of views. My Tampa video in the hoods in Tampa got 25,000 views in a week. 25,000 views in 2 weeks for Jacksonville. So this is really going great. I have to continue doing my work, And to be a better YouTuber, I have to do things that others aren't willing to do. Yeah, I could put the camera inside the dash and nobody will ever know I was there because it's a dash cam. It's, you know, you can find a sneakier way of doing it. But I'm going to continue doing it like this because it's better quality until I can come up with something better. But anyways, I wish I had maybe enough money to buy a truck where I can put a logo on the side that says Florida Hood Blog, and then they'll understand that I'm, you know, like when you see the Google car, people, hey, it's a Google car or whatever, maybe something like that. But anyways, I definitely have to start thinking about my safety. I think in the future I'm gonna need a bulletproof vest and a bulletproof truck because these neighborhoods are getting crazy out there, y'all. People are just crazy. Like that situation in West Palm Beach, after I interviewed the young man, which by the way, he said exactly what I would have said. The guy gave me an awesome interview. The stuff he said was on my, it's been on my mind this week, so he did an awesome job. After I interviewed him, like these other guys surrounded him. They're like, yo, why are you talking to this guy? We don't know who he is. He could be a cop. And by the time that I was like, 50 feet away, it was an altercation already. So sometimes it's really dangerous. I'm putting myself in danger. And sometimes the people that I interview can be in danger. But I have to do this work. And I guess hopefully as I get bigger doing this, people know me, who I am more. They'll be more likely to, but I don't think so. People are just stupid. They have this mentality where, oh, it's the police, you snitching. And it's like, come on, I'm just trying to make some YouTube videos. I'm trying to do something with my life. I have a junk removal company. That's what I have. And I don't want to pick up garbage for the rest of my life. I'm out here trying to do something different with my life. And I don't just do hoods. I do nice neighborhoods. I do beaches. I do travel. I do Florida exploration. I do abandoned buildings. I do a lot of stuff for the channel. But the hoods is what people like because not a lot of YouTubers are not actually willing to do what I do. It's downright dangerous. So checking out Jose, trying to be the best YouTuber that I can for you guys. In Fort Myers now, I still got about 45 more minutes before I get home. It's been a long day on the road too. That's the other thing. A lot of work. But anybody out there, like don't ever let somebody tell you that you can't do what you do. If you're doing something, you do want to start a car wash right now, you in the hood, and you start washing people's cars, and they start laughing at you, you can't do, no, you do it. If you want to make videos, if you want to interview people, if you want to start a car wash, if you want to start selling oranges, whatever it is you want to do to make your life better, don't worry about people's opinions. Whatever it is you do it, and you're going to be great at it. And all the people around you hating on you, or, like when I pulled up, there's 40 people that told me to leave, whatever, okay, whatever. I mean, I'm going to walk away because it's their hood. It's not my hood. And I don't know what is really going on there. It's not my hood. It's not for me to make that call. But individually, as a person, I'm going to keep doing what I'm going to do. You got to. Life is what you make of it. So you got to put effort into it.